It is possible for humans to find themselves in virtual places that are either fictional, such as the surface of the Moon or the Stone Age, or real places, but they are unable to reach them. Additionally, they are able to interact with these places at every stage. All of this can take place in a small room in another location, equipped with technology known as virtual environment or virtual reality. The purpose of this technology is to simulate a three-dimensional environment that is designed by computerized interactive programs. Virtuals surround the user's environment and his involvement in an imaginary world, making the world appear to be a realistic one. The most common virtual environment definitions is the simulation graphical physical reality, natural, across a very complex mock environment with spatial dimensions. The applications to create three-dimensional environments using computer graphics simulators are generated by computer and can be invested in roaming within the virtual environment, where the user interacts with the vocabulary and fine detail, as it does in his daily life, when its interaction with the neighborhood vocabulary of real life, and so create an individual the ability to detection of different senses and interact with them and change its data, are not able to integrate the sense in that environment. In point of fact, there are several levels of immersion that are intended to have the sensation of being engulfed by and incorporated into it. Some of them do not permit a great deal of interaction, such as a three-dimensional movie theater, in which glasses that are three-dimensional play a role in attracting different images for each eye. One eye views a picture that is close to them, while the other eye sees a picture that is far away. This allows the viewer to indulge in the scene and be more aware of what is being displayed. This type of theater is known as an IMAX theater, which has very large screens and runs every field of vision. At the level of visual perception that is involved in any human person, it will be more responsive to human comfort and willingly visual and three-dimensional images as a medium to handle that mimics the lexicon of everyday life. This is in comparison to images that are perceived by one-dimensional or two-dimensional images. The rights deal with three-dimensional graphical environment makes it more familiar and in tune, convinced with graphical objects that deal with it, and this is provided by virtual reality techniques that allow one high possibility of interaction and access in the environment that wants to and from any perspective he wants, front, both sides, rear, etc., as well as the user's ability to indulge in sensory fully inside the drawing object and preview supposed accurately in depth. The third dimension and anthropomorphism play an important part in the technology that is used in virtual environments. This technology ultimately results in virtual reality, which is a state in which outputs that are similar to reality models are transformed into reality and become totally integrated with it, as if they were actually dipped in the same environment. In this method, some of the accessories connected by the computer enable the individual to see the program in a stereoscopic three-dimensional format, and the wearing of the individual during which gloves and headgear are able to touch, as well as a sense of vision and hearing, the program is going to interact with the experience at hand and control like a completely different experience. This method involves multiple senses for a person to pass through an experience that is very similar to reality, but it is not real. In point of fact, this method is utilized in the sphere of education. For instance, a student may go through virtual reality to the past or the future in order to view the pages of history and interact with individuals who have contributed to the Renaissance or formed a part of human history.